Crystal with Pierre, and just really fast I wanted to show you another light and bright airy edit using this image, and I'm also going to be doing a little bit more Photoshop work on this one to extend this barrier out and also get rid of her hand right here. So first I'm going to crop the image, and I'm just going to kind of throw out a crop here. I think I can right click and change the images, the size, so I'll go to 2x3, which is 4x6 also, and I think I'll come right about here. I think that's good, so I'll go ahead and hit enter. And I like that because I got rid of all that stuff that was up there. And then I'm going to just brighten the image just a little bit. I'm going to come over and raise my shadows and lower my blacks and lower my clarity. And then I'm going to come over to my presets and click decrease reds and oranges, and that's from our first preset selection collection. She was looking straight into the sunset, so that's why she's a little red. And then I'll go ahead and sharpen, and then I'll click on my option button on the masking option and drag that over. And I only want the sharpening to apply to her eyes and edges, not to her skin. So the black is where the sharpening will not take place, and the white is where the sharpening will happen. So I think that's good. So I'll go ahead, this is what we started with just really fast, and this is what we have right now. So then I'll go ahead and click enter to open it. Okay, so here's the image right here. So first we're going to get rid of this hand, and we're going to extend this pole here. Not pole, but this barrier. So first I'm going to use my rectangular marquee tool, which is just right here. And then I'm going to select an area, then I'm going to Command C or Control or Command V to paste. And then I'm going to click the V button, which is my move tool, and I can move it right over here. And I think that's perfect right there. And then I'm going to create a mask by clicking this little box with a circle in it, and then hitting my B button for my brush tool and make sure black is on top. You can switch them by clicking these arrows, and then make sure it's at 100%, and I'll just get rid of this edge right here. And then I'll go ahead and Shift Command E, and then I'll use my clone tool and just kind of clone this little edge right here to kind of make it match. Perfect. So I think that is pretty much perfect. And it creates a line, and so it doesn't just chop the picture. It doesn't just stop it. And so I'll just show you what this looks like right here. Just a quick, that just took a couple seconds to do that. And now we'll go ahead and get rid of her arm here. And so I'll go ahead and duplicate the layer, Command J, and select the lasso tool and use the magnetic lasso. And I'll just follow the edge of her dress here. And then I'll come out and right there. And then I can right click in there and click feather. Where's feather? There it is. And click probably like 3 or 4 pixels. And then I'll use my clone brush and just clone in here. Perfect. And then Command or Control D to deselect it. And then I just need to touch up these edges right here. So I'll just kind of clone over where the edges were really fast, just so there's not a line. Feathering it gets rid of the harsh line. And now there's a little bit of coloring back there, but I'm really not like overly concerned with that. You can't tell that it's an art, it was part of her hand or anything. So Shift Command E, and we just went from this to this, and I feel like that's much stronger. I was not a fan of her hand or the fingers or how it was positioned or anything like that. So that right there is perfect. So, and then just really fast, I will come down here to what looks like a page turning and click that and use a big white brush. So I'll click the B tool, B button on my keyboard for my brush, and then I'll just brush in white right here and brush white right here. And then I can change this to screen, and then I can lower the strength of that, and that creates like a little airy, and I like how it just is airy and bright, and I love how that looks. So Shift Command E, and then I'll come into her eyes here, and this one's sharp, this one's not as sharp, so the quick fix for that is in our Christy Hobson set is the Barely Out of Focus Fixer, because I should have focused on this eye right here, but for some reason I focused on that one. So I'll just add a little bit of sharpening fix to this eye, and I'll use a white brush and just brush this on right here, and I feel like that's much better right there. Okay, so Shift Command E, and then I'll Command J to duplicate the layer, and I just want to fix up her face a little bit with the spot healing brush tool, and just click on these little areas that need a little bit of fixing. There's not a lot, she just had a couple little scratches and maybe a little bit of dried milk on her face from her, let's see. Okay, so I think that's good, and then Shift Command E and then Control J, and I'll get rid of this coloring under here, and it'll look strong at first, but I'll promise it won't be as strong. So I'll just kind of use my cloning brush tool to clone out these areas right here. Perfect. And then, oh, and then right there's good. Okay, and then I'll lower the opacity of this so it still gets rid of some of the coloring, but it leaves the texture and the lines. And I could do also underneath here a little bit. Perfect. Alright, and then Shift Command E to merge that. And then I will come to our Just a Pinch set, and I'll do a pinch of makeup touch-up. And of course she obviously doesn't have makeup, but I just want to make her eyes kind of pop a little bit. So I'll lower this down to like 25% or so, and use a white brush and just kind of brush, not clone tool, use a white brush and kind of brush over there and go like this, and then I'll lower this a little bit more, and then I'll follow where her eyelashes are, and it's just accentuating the eyelashes. It's not really like adding any like mascara or anything, it just looks like it's accentuating those eyes. And so I'll just go like this on the edge of her eyes and in the middle there, and then I will go like this. Okay, so right here we have, right here, it just makes her eyes pop just a little bit more, and I love the way that looks. And then the last thing I'll do is I'll come over to the Michelle Designer set, and I'll come down to Jaundice Relief and hit play, and then I will Command I to invert that and use a brush, so my B tool, and then I'll just kind of use a white brush and brush on these areas right here. So I think that is perfect. So this is what we started with, and this is what we ended with, and it's just a very light and bright edit, and we did some Photoshop work to get rid of her hand and extend that barrier, but I think that's perfect. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I will answer them for you. Thanks so much.